before an open house, you gotta eat. Right here are door hangers that I am filling out and putting my card on as well. If you want to make sure that you have a successful open house, make sure you invite all the neighbors that are nearby. Head over to your open house, make sure that you come by your office and pick up your signs, whether they provide them to you or you have your own. You want to make sure that you arrive at least 1 hour early for your open house. That way you have time to set everything up. I like to put everything in a box, that way everything is all together whenever I need to bring it to an open house, and it's a lot easier to carry around. So I have my business cards in this little sold holder. Our little comment cards, that way it's not this big long sheet for people to fill out, it's some quick questions. Back here, and then we also have some really nice information that we give our buyers when they come in and they're looking, just so they're more informed by just this one visit that they spend with us. It gives you a little bit of pictures from the house, so if they wanted that, they could come take a picture of it, or I could text it to them. And then we also have different restaurants that are 5 stars, 4 stars. A home guide for buyers who aren't really well aware of anything at this point or just want to know a little bit more. This is a welcome home flyer. This is a 30-year fixed rate from Freddie Mac in the last 45 years. As you see right now, this is us, and this is how high interest rates have been. So if you really think about it, we have been lucky for the past 10-20 years. Here, this shows you your buying purchase power. So these are the different rates, and this is how much it's going to go up if it goes up. So this is the cost of waiting, whether or not you want to purchase now or wait. And if you have any more information that you need from me, just make sure you email me at soldcalifornia. So this is how I set up my open houses when I come and I do an open house. Really anywhere that there's enough room for all of this to be. I have an enter a chance to win. I have a home buying guide. I have a welcome from my Better Homes and Gardens. It lets you know what we can do for you. I would love for everyone to sign in just for security purposes, for my sellers and for me if anything were to happen. We have our sold business card holder. We also have a sign that lets you know that you can come, fall in love, and make an offer. You can always ask any questions. Then we also have our flyers, an amazing flyer holder. It has room for our business cards to go. I have this one right here, so if I were to be working with a mortgage consultant, theirs would go right there. Everything piled up for you to look at, all the information on either buying or this house. I always love to have a sign in front of the door just because people never really know whether or not they can come in or not. So this sign blatantly tells them, and I don't like to leave marks on people's doors, so we have these that help me out a lot. They come off right away when I'm done. No mess, no fuss, it's great. Post it right there just to make people feel welcome when they're coming into the house. All of these marketing materials for open house I did get from allthingsrealestate.com. I will leave their website in the description for you to check it out. Now the last thing that you would want to do is make sure you go live on your Facebook and your Instagram to make sure people know what you're doing and what's happening right now. We're outside of my open house right now, so let's check out our 5145 Vista del Oro Way. Hello everyone and welcome to my open house. We've got the signs letting you know that it's happening right here, right now. I set up, I took 2 live videos, one for Facebook, the second one for Instagram, just to get everyone pumped up and let them know what I'm doing. And then anyone who really wants to come check it out, see if the home's good for them, they can come check it out as well because they know who's there and who's holding it open. Make sure you turn on the lights everywhere. It makes the home show a lot better. From this point now, I am going to go out because it's about 30 minutes till 1 o'clock and I want to get all my open house signs up, and then we'll be here in time for people who came early to check it out. I wanted to point out too, also, when you are laying your open house signs in the street, that different cities have different rules. They will actually take your signs and hold them until you pay a fine for that. So make sure you check because you don't want to lose your signs. Those are expensive, especially if you don't own them and you're using your company. I'm in a beautiful neighborhood. It's Rollingwood in Fair Oaks. If you haven't seen it yet, you should come check out the neighborhood. It's very nice, and it's actually kind of hard to get a home here, as many don't really get put up to sale just because it's such a nice neighborhood. Let the open house begin. Safety tip, always watch the front door to make sure you know who's pulling up and who's coming in. Something that I wouldn't really waste my time and money on would be hors d'oeuvres for people to eat during the open house, just because I haven't really seen a return on investment for me. I have made fresh baked cookies before for people, and I have also made bags of candy for kids on Halloween, and the parents weren't really going for that just because they have so much candy at home, which is very understandable. So from my experience, I would choose not to do that. There's different things that you can do to keep yourself busy while you're having an open house. Right now I am going to be creating this video on my phone because that's like something you can do nowadays, which is super cool. And I am going, if I didn't have this video to make or I didn't have something to do, I would be reading a book, or I would be filling out, I would have a notepad and then be filling out ideas of stuff that I want to do throughout this next year, throughout this next day, and everything that I have ideas about that I want to try and put into my workplace and try and run out the details then, because this is just a bunch of time to think unless you have a huge busy open house.